I'm Sam Mulberry. I'm the co-chair of the Academic Advising and Planning Task Force. The purpose of this task force is to examine and assess academic advising at Bethel, both what it is now and what it could be and should be. And from there, our goal is to propose and implement a model for advising in CAS that would help students recognize not only the connections between their academic curriculum and their co-curricular activities here at Bethel, but also the connections between who the students are now and who they're becoming and their calling and who they're called to be and become. We originally met for a one-day workshop in October of 2013, and that was followed up by a day-and-a-half workshop in January of 2014. And then from there, we met every other week through the spring and once during the summer, and we plan to resume those bi-weekly meetings this fall. Last spring, we took the results of the advising and assessment surveys and drafted a statement of purpose for CAS academic advising. This centered largely on the idea that advising interactions both for the faculty member and the student would be more valuable if they were less about logistics and scheduling and more about engaging in conversations about how the student was developing and how their academic experiences connected to their calling. Not just what they were going to do, but who they were going to be. These discussions led us to want to revamp the new student welcomes process for the spring so it could more closely line up with this statement of purpose. This led us to piloting the power scheduling process, which meant that students would arrive at the new student welcomes with the schedule created for them. So when they met with the advisors, the discussions could be less focused on schedule building and more focused on their major field of study and what they were interested in and passionate about. Our task force has two major priorities for the 2014-15 academic year. Our first goal is to propose a model for advising in CAS which aligns with our advising statement of purpose and at the same time lightens the overall advising load on an already overtaxed faculty. Our second goal is to continue to work on how the scheduling and new student welcome process can be improved so we can create some positive academic experiences for students before they move into campus in the fall. I think I've been most impressed by the willingness of faculty and staff to get involved and be supportive of some of the ideas that came out of this task force. I feel like we moved pretty quickly on the idea of tweaking the new student welcome process, and the results definitely weren't perfect, but lots of people pitched in and I think did really great work. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm not a huge fan of change, and especially change for change's sake, and I really want to be sensitive to the fact that sometimes trying new ideas can create additional work for people, and that's definitely not the goal. But I'm just really appreciative of the community of faculty and staff who came alongside these ideas and were willing to let us try something new. And hopefully in the process we can create something that's better both for faculty, staff, and especially for students.